Hey, what's up, guys? And today I want to go over my Malice deck profile for post Alliance Insight. If you don't know, Malice gets quite a few new cards in Alliance Insight that really allow it to compete after it got the hits on the last TCG ban list. And honestly, the deck is probably going to end up being the best deck of the format once we get these new cards. So without further ado, I'll first explain the new cards, and then I'll show you my deck list. Well, you already see it, but I'll explain my deck list. So they have a couple new main deck cards. The first one is Malice P. Marchair. It says your opponent cannot target Malice Link monsters that point to this card with card effects. You can only use each of the following effects once per turn. During the main phase of this card is in your hand, you can banish one other Malice card from your hand or graveyard, and if you do, special summon this card. So it's an extender. It's like a pseudo bestial kind of, which is pretty cool. And then if this card is banished, you can target one of your banished Malice monsters, pay 300 life points, add it to your hand. So you can target itself, by the way, which is pretty cool. Or one of your other monsters if need be. Most of the time, you're going to target itself, though, to add itself back. You have Malice in the Mirror, which is a quick play spell. Target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Banish one Malice monster from your hand or face-up from the field, and if you do, negate that targeted monster's effect. If this card is banished, you can target a Malice card in your graveyard, banish it, and if you do, add one Malice card of the same type from your deck to your hand. So having another spell to add with Red Ransom is pretty cool. I'm sure so many times you guys like open the field spell already, and you're like, "Oh, my Red Ransom just doesn't search anything else." Well, now it can. It can search an extra disruption, which is pretty cool. And the other effect lets you banish it to like add other cards from your deck to your hand, whether it's a trap or like a monster or whatever it may be. Next, you do have two non-Malice monsters. You have Backup Ignister and Wizard Ignister. They kind of go together. Backup Ignister is if you control a Cybers monster special from the extra deck, you can special this card from your hand. Oops, sorry about that. If this card's normal special summon, you can add one Dark Cybers monster from your deck to your hand, except Backup Ignister, then discard one card. So this is basically a new Bestial. It basically does what a Bestial does. So before, when we had Link Decoder, if you had a Bestial and you had like name plus Bestial, right? And your name got stopped and you summon the Bestial, you basically beat a second hand trap. Backup kind of does the same thing. So if you have like a name like Dormouse and it gets stopped, then you go back up. Well, if that gets stopped, then you still beat a second hand trap because you can just go Flash Mage into Red Ransom, which is pretty cool. And then you have Wizard Ignister. If you control a Cybers monster special from the X deck, you can target one Dark Cybers in your graveyard, special summon both it and this card in defense position. Also, you cannot special summon for the rest of the turn except Cybers, which is completely fine. Then it has a graveyard effect, which says you can banish this card from your graveyard, field or graveyard, then target a Malice monster your opponent controls, change its battle position. Probably one monster your opponent controls, sorry. Honestly, the graveyard effect is not really that relevant, but let's say your opponent has like a Bagoofiga or something like that, you can change its battle position, which is pretty cool. But you mainly use it for the first effect, just to summon two extra guys, and you can add it off backup. Most of the time, your backup's going to be either adding Wizard or Marchair. It's basically more extenders. You can add the other Malice names as well, but they're not going to be extenders when you add them, unless you haven't normal summoned yet, so most of the time you're not going to be adding them. And then for the extra deck, you have a New Link 5, a Code Talker at Ignister. 3+ effect monsters. If this card is link summon, you can activate this effect. You cannot special summon other monsters for the rest of the turn. Also special summon as many Cybers monsters with 2300 attack from your graveyard as possible to your zones this card points to. And if you do, this card gains 500 attack for each. When your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect can contribute one link monster this card points to. Negate activation if you do banish that card. So obviously, we lost Griffin on the ban list. That was the inboard piece. First it was Terahertz, then it was Griffin. What is it now? It's a Code Talker. It's basically an Omni Negate, which is pretty cool. Very easy to go into as well. And then as for what it's summoning back, well, your Malice Link monsters, except Heart Cryptor, have 2300 attack, so you summon those back, and that fuels your a Code Talker pretty easily. And that's going to be your main M board. A Code Talker, your Cryptor, MTP, Firewall setup, and then how many cards you've drawn there. So, without further ado, I'll get into the actual deck profile, explaining the ratios. 2 Dormouse, 2 Rabbit, 2 Field Spell, 1 Terraforming, and 1 Gold Sark. Maxing out on my 1 card starters. Unfortunately, these cards got limited, so that is a little bit less consistent, but we got other consistency cards, so it's kind of fine. I'm playing 1 Silent Mining to search either backup or one of your Malice cards. It's not a great starter. It is a neg 1, it is bad into Ash. All those things are true. Can't use Under Shifter. However, I did kind of feel like I wanted more consistency, but I didn't really have space for anything else. So for now, there's just one. I might play more in the future. I might play less. One Malice in the mirror. You don't need more than one. It's not terrible to open, but you don't really want to open it, and you can search it slash banish it from the deck, so you don't need more than one Malice in the mirror. 3 backup Ignister. This is like your new bit steal. You're really trying to open this card. So I'm playing 3 of it. 1 wizard because the search ball is backup and it's a worse extender than backup because backup can search wizard. 3 Malice P March Hair. I'm playing 3 because it's kind of like a bit steal. Like if you have a name plus hair, you can basically beat 2 hand traps that are in Nibiru with the new like Cyber's lines utilizing Cyber's Wicked. So I want to open this card plus the name and then cat because I wanted to maximize my chance of opening like my 2-card combo. Because now this deck is more of a 2-card combo deck than it was before because you lost consistency obviously. So you have to build it differently. Then for the non-engine, Metaltronus, Imperm, Impulse, and then 6 more Charmies, Perulia, Swallows, and Ash Blossom, and then 1 MTP and 1 GWC. Now you might be wondering, where is TB11? I must have forgot it, right? No, I actually did not forget it. The card is honestly not needed. You can do most of your combos, pretty much all of them, without TB11, thanks to the new Cyber's card, Cyber's Wicked, which is not really new, but Backup Secretary and Malice P March Hair, and even Malice in the Mirror. So you actually don't need TB11 at all. So I cut it to cut bricks down in the deck. And honestly, at first it's kind of like risky. It's like, TB11 is such a good card. And it is a good card. However, once you start playing the deck with the new support, you'll come to find that you actually don't need TB11 at all. Extra deck, we got 1 Red Ransom, 1 White Binder, and 1 Cryptor. Same as before. Then you have Splash Mage. You play Cyber's Wicked. So if you don't know, Cyber's Wicked is a link to that requires 2 Cyber's monsters. This link summon card cannot be destroyed by battle or card effect. Cyber's monsters this card points to cannot be destroyed by card effects. So it's kind of cool because sometimes you can summon it going second and then play under it to protect your guys, but that's not that relevant. The main reason you play it is it says if a monster is special summoned to a zone this card points to while you control this monster, you can banish 1 Cybers from your graveyard, add a Cybers tuner from your deck to your hand. Backup Ignister is actually a tuner, so you can go to Wicked, add Ignister to basically make your M board better, so you can get into backup even if you don't open it, which is really nice. So that's why you play it, and you can use it for lines to play around like Nibiru and stuff as well. 1 access code, 1 code talk for the M board, 1 firewall. You're also trying to end on this, and normally it's kind of cute because a code summons back a bunch of moss links from your graveyard. So you'll have like firewall on board, and they'll make a code talker on top of it. So a code talker will actually summon like a white binder and a red ransom to the left and right of firewall. So firewall will actually be able to bounce up to 3 cards, which is really really good. 2 Lingeribo. Obviously, you need a link 1 because no link decoder anymore. And you actually need 2 Lingeribo for some lines, including some Cyber's Wicked lines. So that is why there are 2 copies. Link Spider to play around the Nibiru, because if you get nibbed, what you can end up doing is making a Link Spider and then summoning backup Ignister or Wizard, because you do need to control the Cyber's monster special from the extra deck to summon them from the hand, so you do need Link Spider. 1 SP Little Knight for going second when you're not Cyber's locked, 1 Haggard Lizard. It's not as important as it was before, but I'm still playing like Metaltronus. If you play Nibiru, you want ways to utilize those bodies. A Detonator for the Metaltronus, and then Almirage in case you want to normal summon a hand trap and make Almirage. But the last couple extra cards aren't as necessary. The main difference is we're playing double Lingeribo, we're playing Link Spider, we're playing the Code Talker, and we're playing Cyber's Wicked. So anywho, yeah, that's the deck list. Malice, it looks kind of different than before. You know, we're playing more of a like Cyber's deck than like anything else, more like heavy Bystials. But honestly, I think this approach is pretty solid. I think the deck is really, really good post Alliance Insight. Probably the best deck, and it's definitely something to look out for. So anywho, yeah, if you enjoyed the deck list or joined the profile, make sure to leave a like and comment down below any thoughts you have on it, anything you would do differently, and anything else you want to see. Without further ado, yeah, take care.